This presentation explores the teaching sequence It's Okay through the lenses of various methods and approaches, focusing on reaching every learner. It also offers practical suggestions aimed at enriching students' learning experiences and developing their skills more effectively.
Reflection about the cover of the book. Implementation of an activity with the use of colors, that is a very important element in the book's cover. The use of technology to create a book with their own okay situations. The students have the opportunity to think and create their own games too.
Use of bright colors that help remember images and vocabulary. Use of games can be a fun and successful way to teach English and provide a great environment and active participation of students in the learning process.
The creation of a book as a final product to share with the students' families is something that truly stands out. Involving families in school activities is key to encouraging students to do their best and take ownership of their learning journey.
Integrating other subjects and their context, and also comparing different cultures.
The presentation of the It's Okay concept in context, using different concrete situations through pictures as visual support. The contextualization before reading is very important, as the students get familiar with the principal idea that they are going to work with in the story.
Context is the most important thing when planning. In this case, I found it easily. And also the sequence of activities related to it.
Also, the use of adjectives as passive content or activating previous knowledge from the students.
The teacher asks students a meaningful question. The question is, do you know anyone who is like the characters in the book? This question is highly relevant as it encourages students to connect what they've learned, the book message, and people they know.
Games can make learning fun and enjoyable, making students feel more comfortable to take risks.
The final task, consisting of all students making a page for the book, is a very nice product that will make students feel excited to contribute.
Games based on the use of technology. Use apps such as TikTok to describe themselves.
In the tic-tac-toe game, pictures that represent what the written texts say could have been added. This might have helped students clarify the meaning of certain structures. In addition, students could have been informed about the creation of a book at the very beginning of the project, rather than at the end, as detailed in the planning. It is important to tell students what we expect from them or what we expect them to do so they can stay more focused throughout the process.
In the game I Spy with My Little Eye, I will have my students play the game focusing on their real context, for example, the classroom. I think that it would be much more engaging to look for a real object in a real space than just observing at a college.
There are a lot of games, but most of them are based on a worksheet, either bingo or draw. To reach all students, some body kinesthetic tasks could be added. The tic-tac-toe could be changed into charades to add the physical response to the phrases.
In the Simon Says activity, which is not explained how the vocabulary about physical appearance is presented, it is just said that the teacher would offer it. I think one way to expand this activity is to present the vocabulary about parts of the body and physical appearance with a TPR activity.
Nothing is said about how games are played. If they were played only individually, maybe students could be separated into groups to facilitate participation and learning, and definitely to reach those students whose interpersonal intelligence is key to learning.
As for developing spatial intelligence, We could invite learners to expand on their productions for the final book by telling them to do stuff such as use your favorite colors to paint, add songs or movies you like, draw yourself in a different style. And for interpersonal intelligence, the students could give details of every aspect of their work to teach to another classmate.
The activity of writing a poem could have been diversified. In this task, students are supposed to write a poem called All About Me. This task could have been complemented with another option, with another instruction, allowing students to choose whether they prefer to write a poem or deliver an oral presentation about who they are, accompanied by a drawing, a painting, acting, or singing performance, among others. By doing this, teachers could foster students' awareness of their own strength and cater to different students' abilities.
To address diversity in the classroom, students could be grouped or paired to play games based on the goal of the task. Pairs could be formed with the same proficiency of language students or heterogeneous groups. Embrace diversity by knowing your students' levels, styles, and interests. Offer varied ways to learn: visuals, audio, movement, different text.
As the theory states, differentiated instruction provides multiple approaches to content, process, and product. However, in this teaching sequence, the final product is the same for everyone. Some students might not feel motivated or interested in participating in this production, which is a book. Offering multiple final tasks could have helped ensure that every learner engages in meaningful learning.
One way to implement differentiated teaching and learning is addressing diversity through material variation. For example, providing different kinds of materials, such as presenting the content of the book not only visually but also auditorily, through voice notes, recordings, music, etc. Providing different lengths of time to complete projects according to the format chosen to present their final product.
Provide different levels of tasks and support as needed. Create a classroom where everyone feels valued and can learn in their own way. Higher order thinking skills. Experiment. Students can predict the color that will be added mixing different color paint. Ask students to break down information, compare and contrast, categorize, and identify patterns. For evaluating, encourage them to critique, debate, justify choices, and assess sources. The color theory is only presented as an alternative task. It could take central stage if explained, and then later students could use the theory to justify choices of it's okay to represent with colors.
As for rates, we could let students present their page and talk about its aspects, and let students rate their classmates' efforts.
For creating, challenge them to design, compose, plan, model, and hypothesize. Remember to scaffold these activities, ask open-ended questions, encourage collaboration, connect learning to the real world, and promote reflection on their thinking to effectively engage students in deeper level of cognitive processing.